too lazy to get my tripod out, so I'm gonna talk fast and go through this quickly. Aroma 360 diffuser. It's actually the same as the Hotel Collection diffuser. It's the same company. It's a sister company. I had no idea. I actually ordered from the Hotel company online, and then I realized Aroma 360 was a sister company, and they actually have a showroom in Miami. I'm about 20 minutes from Miami, so I decided to go down there. I asked them to return the Hotel Collection order because I had just ordered it last night. Hasn't shipped yet, so they were able to return it. I was able to buy it in store, which is actually really great for me. It does come with two options. One's the remote and one is an app. I would have preferred the app, but she said the app is not very responsive and it doesn't work very well, and that she recommends going with the remote versus the app. I don't know, we'll see. I didn't want to get one that I couldn't use, so I decided to go ahead and do the remote. I got the silver. They didn't have the black with the remote. They only had the black with the app, and I didn't want to risk it not working. So I'm going to set this thing up and get it started, and I'll be back. All right, so first thing first, when I went in today, I kind of realized that there are different sizes, obviously. There's different sizes of the fluids here, the oils. This is the 50 milliliter, I think is the one it is. And then there's a 120. All the videos that I saw was a much bigger bottle, so I think that's why I was expecting that, because these are not marked at all. This is not marked. So if you want the bigger one, that is the 120. This is the 50. I think this is a good start for me personally. I did get the My Way. This is the one at the One Hotel in Miami, which I love that hotel. We go to that rooftop bar all the time. It's really beautiful. Very spa-like, not too sweet. Didn't smell super strong in the showroom, but the showroom in Miami is like overwhelming as far as all the scents go. So it's kind of hard. I actually did a bunch of different test strips, and then I went outside to smell them because there's no way you can smell them inside. There's about 6 that I really enjoyed. I do not like sweet smells. I don't like vanilla. So I'm hoping that this is a good start, but I actually kind of like the fact that the 50 milliliter is smaller. I will say that it's kind of dumb because the 120 is only $10 more. So if you know you like a smell, just get the 120 for 10 bucks more. It's double the size, double plus. So I'm gonna set this thing up. Supposedly it's twist. Yeah. So I don't know if that's the 120. I'm guessing that's the 120. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't look like 120. This looks like, oh yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. Well, that gives you kind of an idea. I did not realize that that was so much of a difference. They said that these 50s typically last about 2 to 3 weeks only, and they did say that you're only supposed to run this thing for about 4 hours a day. I saw a lot of people saying they were running it for 8 hours a day. They said that'll burn out the motor, just FYI. Oh, also, this says made in China on the inside. Whatever, it's fine with me, but I will tell you, you can actually buy this exact same unit for $120 on AliExpress. Now, it does take, a while for AliExpress products to get to the US, usually about 30 days or so, sometimes even 60 if there's supply chain issues. But if you don't want to order the diffuser from either one of these companies, you can actually buy it on AliExpress. I wanted to get it locally. It wasn't that much more. I think it ends up, they had $100 off when you do the subscription, which I did. And then I also got a welcome 20% off discount. So it wasn't terribly expensive, just around 200 bucks. I am using PURAs. You can't see it. It's just out of the frame, ironically. I use PURA diffusers and I really enjoy them, but they are just not built for big rooms. And my house has these big vaulted ceilings. And so the PURAs, oh gosh, cat's gonna get in on this. The PURAs don't really work that well. You can't really smell them very strongly. And my house does have kind of like that, get out of here, that old house smell. So I'm hoping that this works really well. They do say that this is only for 400 square feet. My living room is probably around 600 square feet, plus the air volume is probably more because of the vaulted ceilings. So I don't know, we're gonna see how this works. But the next one up was $600 or free with a subscription. And if you do the subscription, the scents are $89 a month. And I did that, and it was like and it's a 36-year like contract kind of thing. And it was like $3,000. So I was like, let's start with the little one and see if this thing works. So should probably not do this over the road. Probably a bad idea. I did ask. I have a lot of rare house plants, and I also have cats. So obviously being safe for all that is important to me. It's also really important that there's no residual, like the oil doesn't like, you know, fall out. What the? Okay, well that's not gonna work. Okay. Okay, well that did not go in very easy because this little absorber, it's kind of kinked. I don't know, we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe, I better read the instructions. Maybe they want you to pour that into here so that way it doesn't kink that hose, because that hose, I don't know if you can see it. It is kind of kinked. It's not like to the point where it's not gonna work, but I don't know. And these aren't heavy, they're metal. They're not plastic, they're super, you know, everybody seems to have a hard time getting it in. Okay. All right, I'm gonna plug it in and see how it goes. All right, so I plugged it in and immediately the smell was really strong, so that's promising. It's very quiet. Oh, my AC just kicked off, so I'm gonna set the phone right next to it, see if you guys can hear it. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. It does have like a slight vibration. It is nice that it's metal. It's not as topsy. If it was plastic, it would be a little bit easier to knock over. I guarantee my cat's gonna rub on this. It says 3,000 hours in the brochure. There's some general instructions on what to do, and then the remote instructions. And I guess if you press the green button, that's gonna work 24/7, which I'm gonna probably just use their recommendations and just kind of keep it on the 4 hours. The little lights will flash, which is kind of nice, so you know that it's actually understanding what the remote's trying to tell it to do. But it looks pretty basic. I'm not gonna get too into depth in that. You guys can figure that out. So far, so good. It is unusual though. I can feel air coming out. However, the ones in the showroom, it was the larger units. They had like a visible airstream. This does not have a visible airstream unless mine's not working correctly. I can smell it. Yeah, I can definitely smell it, especially if I like kind of point it towards myself. It smells good. The My Way is very nice, very light, but it does have like a tiny bit of a baby powder smell to me, which I'm not really in love with. The London Calling was really nice. Like that one a lot. I should have got that one. It was definitely my top choice along with the My Way, but the My Way was very popular, so you know, I went with that, of course. But I will put in the comments, maybe in 2 weeks, I'll kind of give you guys a idea on how much it actually went through. I definitely smell it. It's not super strong, but I actually think it's probably the scent that I chose is not super strong. It is definitely one of the lighter scents. So we'll have to see kind of how that goes. The London Calling, which is the one I want to get next, it will definitely be stronger, I'm sure, because it smelled stronger just on the little paper stick. Almost said tasted. Don't do that. Anyways, so far so good. At least it's working. The remote's working, so that's good. Keep you guys updated. All right, guys, we used the diffuser as an excuse to go out to dinner, and I wanted to leave the house for a few hours and then come back in and see how it smelled in here. You know, after you sit in a house for a while, you kind of get used to the smells. And when we would come in from being gone for a few hours, we would notice kind of that smoky smell. This house is a 1952, so it has kind of like an old smoke, old house smell. And I will say, 100% worth it. It smells great in here. Zero smoke smell, zero old house smell. It smells nice, soothing. It's not very strong, I will say that. But I think it's definitely worth the money, guys. I know it's 200 bucks, but it's worth it. And it is scenting this whole area, and it's a pretty big air volume. I know earlier I mentioned that it wasn't actually like, oh, it just turned off. It wasn't actually working, but it 100% is. Now you can see it. But I think it was just because it was daytime and there was like a, you know, white background. But if I put this black background, you can 100% see it. And it's pumping it out. It's doing a really good job. I did grab the card. This is like the little card they give you at the showroom, and you can kind of write down the scents. They have them all lined up, and you can dip these little sticks in there and decide which ones you like. I will say the ones that I particularly liked was Champagne Supernova, which is really nice. The London Calling, which I already told you guys, I think it's a really good one. And then I think it's called Escapade. I can't read my writing, but I think it's Escapade. It's The Smell of the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah, those are the ones that I personally enjoy, but it's worth it, guys. It's working, smells amazing, worth 200 bucks. Hope that helps.